Welcome or welcome back to the Awkward Chronicles. My name is Larissa, and today we are going over my quarter two reading stats as well as our mid-year freakout tag and stats. Alright, it is that time of year. We are in July already, which means we are halfway, well, we have just finished going halfway into the year. We are in the second half of the year now, and I like to reflect and go over all of my stats and everything for quarter two, quarter one and two, as well as do the mid-year freakout tag that so many booktubers do, and I'm so excited to do this again. And I will put Sarah Crowley's video down below. I don't remember who the original creator was. Sarah just did hers and she added a few other questions too the original post. So I'm going to link her video down below and put the questions in the description below if you wanted to answer them yourself. But let's do the stats first of quarter two. Quarter two, I read a total of 23 books, which equaled out to 9,631 pages. And my average rating for the whole of quarter two was 3.89. Not a bad quarter. It's in the likable territory, which we love. The format that I read these books were physical book was 14, audiobook was 4, and read 5 Kindle books, or like digital, whatever. They're on my Kindle, but I check out from my library, so digital books was 5. My genre breakdown was 14 romances, 3 general fiction, 2 fantasies, 0 historical fiction, 0 young adult, 3 thrillers, and 1 nonfiction. My favorite book of quarter two was Funny Story by Emily Henry. Not my favorite Emily Henry book. I love her writing. Favorite nonfiction was the only nonfiction I read, which I would have probably given it to anyway, was One in a Millennial by Kate Kennedy. I listened to the audiobook for that one and it was done very well. It was narrated by Kate Kennedy. My least favorite book is, this is hard because I don't read anything that's less than a 3-star. So my least favorite 3-star, I guess you could say, was Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I just didn't really enjoy the writing style of it. It was my first Brandon Sanderson book, but he tried something different with his writing style, and it was very similar to The Princess Bride, which I didn't really even like that writing style. I really love the movie though. It's fine. You can check out that reading blog too. If you wanted to check out the books that I did read in this quarter of quarter two, so these past 3 months, April, May, and June, go check out my wrap-ups. That's a good way to see what I've read. And then let's do my mid-year stats right now. So all of 6 months. My total books read were 45 so far. Wow. That's insane. That's nuts. My average rating has been 3.93 thus far. The amount of pages that I've read is 18,594. My format breakdown is physical books 29, audiobooks 6, and digital books 10. So that's pretty good. I like that. I love reading physical books, so that's always going to be priority for me, but I've really been enjoying reading on my Kindle too. Genre breakdown thus far, we have 24 romances, 6 general fiction, 6 fantasy, 1 historical fiction, 1 young adult, 6 thrillers, and 1 nonfiction. Let's get into the mid-year freakout tag questions, because that's what we're here for, right? The first question is, best book you've read so far in 2024. I have 4 5-star reads, so I'm just going to share them all since there are not that many. Binding 13 and Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. So those are the first 2. Oh, obsessed with the Boys of Tommen. I don't know. I don't have the physical copies yet. I will for sure be getting them. Magnolia Park's Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings. I thought this was a really great conclusion to Magnolia and BJ's POVs. And I do have a reading blog for this one as well. So go ahead and check that out. 4th 5-star read that I have is Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. This one came out of nowhere. I did not think I was going to love it this much. If you have read the Mindfuck series, similar vibes. So much fun for serial killers killing serial killers. I am obsessed and I cannot wait to read the rest of the series because it's going to be a trilogy. So those were my 5-star reads. I've been really stingy with my 5 stars. I don't know what that's about. I used to just hand them out like that, but my reading tastes have started to change. I've started to get, a little bit more picky on what stays in the noggin and what does not. The best sequel you've read so far in 2024, and that is Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. What can I say? I've read a lot of interconnected standalones. I haven't really read a lot of series, so there's that too. But Keeping 13, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Johnny and Shannon, just rent free. I love them so freaking much. So good. New release you haven't read yet, but want to. Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. So this is the second book in the Ruinous Love Trilogy. So we have the first, we have the second. I'm so excited to read this later this month. There will be a reading vlog. I'm obsessed already. Like, it's gonna be great. I have a feeling. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'll be so sad if it's not. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Daydream by Hannah Grace. Oh my gosh. It is part of the, is it Maple Hills? It is the third book in after Icebreaker and Wildfire, which I have here, and I'm really, really excited to get Henry's story. And the girlie on the front, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She reads books. She's a Swiftie, and I'm so excited. And Henry is just such a cutie pie. The biggest surprise of the year so far, and that has been Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I went into this with zero expectations, not knowing what the plot was. I was just like, oh, it looks like a fun cover. I like their writing. Might as well. And I had such a fun time that way. And I just need to go into books more often like that with zero expectations, because I think that's what really did it for me. And I just had a giddy, girly good time. Perfect summer read, by the way. So I would check that out if you're just wanting something fun, cute, light. And I also did a reading vlog on this one too, so go and check that out as well if you want more info and just my reactions and stuff to it. Favorite new author, debut, or new to you, and that is going to be Lauren Asher. So I started the Dreamland Billionaire series this year, and this is the second book, and I absolutely have loved her writing. I've flown through it. I think it's so fun. It's so cute, flirty, and she has really dynamic characters and as well as like great representation. And I cannot wait to read the rest of her series, as well as Chloe Walsh. Okay, need I say more? Boys of Tommen, literally rent-free, guys. I don't know how many more times I can say it, but I love it so much. Taming 7 wasn't my favorite. I was kind of disappointed in that one, but Johnny and Shannon and Aoife and Joey, their stories were so good. My newest fictional crush. Okay, I hesitate to say this because like definite age gap for me to have a crush on Johnny from Binding and Keeping 13, but for real, guys, my high school girly self would have been so in love. I'm still so in love with Johnny. Johnny is book boyfriend to the max. He is so caring, kind, sweet, and thoughtful. To make it a little bit more appropriate is I really loved Liam from Paradise Problem. Not only is he well off, but he's also just like such a good guy and just so sweet and always trying to do the right thing. And he has learned from past mistakes. I hesitate to say this one too, just because it's my brother's name, and like anytime there's a book boyfriend or a male protagonist, any of my brother's names, it's really hard for me to have a crush on them, but we're gonna pretend. And Justin from Just for the Summer, he was so sweet. If he wanted to, he would. I loved his surveys before and after the date. Like if anybody did that for me, oh my gosh, it would save me so much anxiety. It would just do so much. I think that needs to be the new standard, is having surveys before and after dates. I feel like dating apps need to progress to that. A quick little survey monkey. I should develop that. Anybody want to partner up with that? Because that would be great. Like, honestly, there's that. But I love Justin in Just for the Summer. Yeah, he was amazing. And he was going through his own stuff too, and just continued to just be supportive and really try. Check out that reading vlog as well. Book that made you cry. Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. Immediately. Like chapter 2. I'm getting like teary thinking about it. Whew, getting teary. Okay, get it together. This book just was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to reread this series. Perfection. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I need to put this down for right now. It's still making me cry. Okay, let's go with books that made me happy. I really enjoyed Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. I thought it was just so fun. I really liked the Grumpy Sunshine dynamic. Love a marriage of convenience as well as a workplace romance as well as a forced proximity. Like this book had all three for me. It was so fun. As well as One in a Millennial by Kate Kennedy. Mainly because it just brought so much wonderful nostalgia for me, but also validated a lot of my feelings as a millennial woman and growing up in the time period that I had. All of the issues and positives and girlhood and all of that came with it. It was just very nostalgic for me, and I was just smiling listening to this book too, of just her memories, and It was just so relatable. And then the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. I haven't really gotten a lot of like collectibles. The only one that I can think of is I did specifically order Magnolia Parks Into the Dark from the UK so I could have this UK cover, because I could not give up this cover for the one with feet on it. I'm still like so bitter that they made that switch. Look at this perfection. And they switched it for feet? Absolutely not. So I did spend quite a bit more than I normally would. Honestly, 100% worth it to me. I absolutely adore this series. I don't know if I'll do it going forward for the rest of the Daisy Hates. I might. It was worth it for me. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? So many. Well, not actually. Well, yes. Okay. So go check out my July TBR. I'm still making my way through my backlist. I have made such big progress. Here, let me clear this off right now, and or maybe I'll just bring you that way. That would be an idea. After some finagling, here we are on my TBR shelves. I think I filmed this at the beginning of this year. Look how much I've done. There are 2 empty shelves here. Those are my nonfiction over there in that corner. July TBR, if you didn't go watch that video. And then I have these: Taylor Jenkins Reid, Confessed by Colleen Hoover, Fangirl, Dating You to Hating You, Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. I just need to finish this Galatia. It would take me 2 seconds. Maybe I'll read that this week. Babel, waiting for fall to read that. Love Rosie, Red Rising, Ledge, Chasm, Never. I'm really nervous to read that one because it has had such poor reviews. That's all that's remaining. I unhauled so many books that I just looked at. I'm like, I don't want to read this. And I did try to read some of them and I DNF'd them because they just weren't the style that I was looking for. All right. My camera's about to overheat, so let's wrap this up. So that is the mid-year freakout tag. Those are my reading stats so far this year. Let me know, answer any of these questions, answer all of them in the comments below, whatever you choose. If you want to stick around and see what we get up to with more reading vlogs and other book content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, like this video, as well as respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye!